name is Tina Danielson, and I am the owner of Miss Caroline's Guest House and Bistro at 41 San Marco Avenue, St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine is the oldest city in the United States, settled by Ponce de Leon, and has a lot of paranormal activity throughout the town. Miss Caroline's is one of the places that has quite a few ghosts that come visit us quite frequently. Miss Caroline's itself is a Victorian inn. We have 3 rooms upstairs that we rent out, and downstairs is a restaurant and bistro and bakery open to the public. We have a fire pit outside, we have seating inside, so why don't you come on in. Front parlor. So this is where we serve tea and coffee. There's Limelight Theater nearby, which is a community theater, other places to go for activities, parades, and lots of tourist places to stay. So we are within blocks of downtown and 1 block from Ripley's. As far as activity in the house goes, in the downstairs parlor here, we have a gentleman that we call Ken, who comes through as the smell of tobacco. It's a very sweet tobacco, so a lot of people smell what they call an applewood smoke. We can smell that down here. We've smelt it upstairs. We had an episode 2 weeks ago where we were talking around the bar in the other room, and all 5 of us had a very strong smell of the tobacco all at one time. Comes, leaves in about 2 minutes. We've also had the smell of roses in here. Rose, we think, is related to Lucy Abbott, who built the house. She will come through as the smell of roses here and in the other room and upstairs. The house was built by Lucy Abbott in the 1800s. Lucy came down here from the Charleston area when she was 19. Her father had died at age 31. He had been a physician. Her mother wanted to move closer to family. Her mother's family at the time included Governor Madison Perry Stark, who was the governor of Florida, 4th governor of Florida, and signed the succession of Florida for the Confederacy. Florida then became Union in 1862, the first state in the South to have free blacks. And the Confederate sympathizers, which included Lucy's family related to the governor, had to leave town. So Lucy lost title to all of her property and didn't get everything back until 1865. So the deeds and documents for the house and a lot of other property that Lucy owned came back to 1865. Lucy ended up building many Charleston Victorian-style houses in the Abbott Tract, which runs from the fort down here to the south to the Mission at the north, Shell Road on the left to Mentaz's Bay. All of that is named after Little Miss Lucy Abbott, single white female in the 1800s when women could not buy or sell property. She found a way around it and ended up leaving a legacy. Go in the next room. This is our second parlor, coffee shop. We have homemade baked goods, fresh coffee, and wine, homemade sangria. And this room is where usually we can contact Lucy. We can have sessions in here where everybody has their K2 meters, and as we ask questions, the K2 meters will go off in response. There's videotapes of that on YouTube, where we show how we ask a question, all the monitors will go off, then they go back to normal. We ask another question, they all go off. So it seems to be in response to when we talk to Lucy. We've got a picture posted on Facebook, and it should be on the website, of what we consider an orb in evolution. The picture was taken right here. The camera battery was drained. When we looked back at the picture, we can see a white orb coming out of the battery, showing up as a purple beam going up, and then a vapor trail coming down, and ending up down a white orb on the baseboard. The whole thing took place in 0.02 seconds for it to travel the whole length of this archway. Okay, next is our dining room. As I said, we are open to the public, serve breakfast and lunch Thursday through Sundays, and sometimes dinners on Fridays and Saturdays by special event. In the dining room here, we have caught voices, smells, shadows have been seen in the doorway there. K2s go off somewhat Of all the rooms, this would be one of the least active, but people have seen shadows going back and forth in the back there. And we have what some people call a poltergeist. The wall right behind us has knocking that goes on and off and on and off without any discernible pattern to it. It can be windy and nothing happen. It can be raining and nothing happen. It can be raining and we hear knocking for a few times and then it stops, then it comes back. So we haven't been able to debunk where the knocking is coming from or when it's going to come. But that has been something that occurs on a very regular basis on the wall right behind us. This is what we call Lady Rose's room. It was named that because this is where we first detected the smell of roses. It basically comes through as somebody taking perfume and spraying it right in your face. You can turn and then there's this huge pocket of distinct rose smell in the room. But we found out that Lucy loved having rose gardens, so now we're thinking maybe it's Lucy that we're detecting. However, she does come through as the smell of roses. A lot of mediums that have come through the house get a sensation of shortness of breath when they first come into this room. Other people have picked up sensations of fevers and chills and sore throats, difficulty breathing, tightness in their chest, mostly because this was an open solarium during the tuberculosis outbreak after the Civil War. And it was used for those that were recuperating or trying to recuperate from tuberculosis. So therefore there have been deaths in the house, nothing grotesque, but people did die in this house from illness, but they were being taken care of. So we're assuming that people are picking up on the sensation of the illness and the shortness of breath from the tuberculosis and consumption. All the rooms have queen-size beds, air conditioning, but we do have one master bath for the upstairs rooms, but there are only 3 rooms, so it is a very private accommodations. We'll go down the hall. This is our hallway going from the stairway down to the other rooms in the restroom. This at one point was used as a nursery. It was connected to the back room, so we do get a lot of activity in this room as far as children. We've heard giggling in this room. Children have picked up the presence of other children running around the corner. There was someone that had been playing records on the record player, and they said it kept turning off on them when they would leave the room. Whether that was poltergeist activity or not, we don't know, but the paranormal group from Orlando had brought a soccer ball up here and had it taped in here, and the soccer ball moved for them without anybody touching it, and they caught that on videotape. So those activities occur in this room. This is Molly's room. We have spoiled Molly. She's a very active little ghost. She likes to play with her toys.
And her doll.
She likes to play with her toys. She'll move a top for us. We put the laser grid on the ceiling and we can see orbs going about the room. She loves to fly around with the stars, as she calls it. And these ladies are staying here this weekend and they just saw her play with her top on the bed. We also get her coming through on the K2 meters quite a bit. And on the app she will actually say words for us. But this is one of the videos that we've already sent you, is showing how Molly will play with the top and actually make it move.
She likes to spin it.
Yes.
Lost. Spin your top, Molly, spin your top.
She did it earlier, so.
It was interesting because what happened was somebody moved her horse without realizing it would upset her. And so we just discussed that with Molly, and after, making a proper apology, then Molly decided it was okay, you guys were true friends, and that she would play with her top, and she started to spin it again. And I also told her I would go get her another toy today, and we don't talk about spoiling Molly because we think she deserves it. So, 'cause she loves us and we love her, and it's almost Christmas, so we're very, very, very excited to help Molly be happy for Christmas, because Christmas is for children, right, Molly?
Molly was named Molly because several psychics have come through and named her Margaret, said that the name Margaret kept coming through, and then it got shortened to Molly. And as we say Molly in this room, she lights up our tops for us, lights up the K2s, and seems to react. So she seems to like that name the best. Molly's been heard giggling. She's touched people. She has jumped on the bed. She's played with the orb light. What else has Molly done? Oh, there's a gentleman had a wallet on the bedside table and found it underneath the bed. Somebody else had a cell phone on the table over here and found it under the bed. Another person was sleeping and heard a crash and found their cell phone had flown across the room and landed on the wall.
Because.
But they did that because they moved their horse.
Yes.
So we think, there goes Mom.
phone on
You
the
guys
car.
were here.
Okay.
I already told Molly,
We won't move her
That's
horse.
her, not
Yeah.
me.
Let's see, so she's moved things. Oh, and then we have on YouTube the ping pong ball where people had set up a video and ping pong ball on the floor, and the ping pong ball rolled all by itself underneath the bed. So we account that to Molly's activity as well, that she played with the ball. So she's played with the soccer ball, the ping pong ball, the top,
Her doll.
the dolls. We have a motion detector doll that says mommy, and she makes it go off a lot when she's in here. So that's Molly's activities. This is Ken's room. We call this Captain Ken's room. Ken is Mr. Francis Kennedy. Names have been picked up by psychics along the years, and just repetitive name from different psychics lets me name them that because we keep hearing it over and over again. Ken is the gentleman who smokes a pipe. He'll come through as the smell of tobacco, but people that have slept in this room have heard voices in the middle of the night. One person has actually seen a figure sitting in the chair. They have had footsteps around the bed, and the bed move a little bit. One gentleman says he actually saw his K2 monitor moving up the bed, or a device he had sitting on the bed moved between him on the sheets. No one witnessed that, but there was one particular episode. The psychics say, the mediums say, that Mr. Kennedy comes through as a gentleman with a suit on. Seems to be very well-educated, writes for a newspaper or a journal of some kind, always dressed in nice dress pants and vest. And usually in St. Augustine, people are wearing t-shirts and shorts and sightseeing. One gentleman that was here had his dress shirt laid out. He was going to change after his shower and wear a dress shirt and shorts for that day. Went in to take a shower, came back, his dress shirt, which had been laid out on the bed, was gone. And they never did find it. It was only him and his wife in the house. And he laid it out before the shower. So that has disappeared. And we're just wondering if Ken was interested in it being a dress shirt for a man and decided to look at it. The back stairwell is a 100-year-old cast iron spiral staircase, and people have picked up activity going up and down the staircase as far as seeing shadows or hearing footsteps. They can hear the kitchen clattering, doors opening and closing, pots and pans moving at 6 o'clock in the morning when nobody's here. They've heard the doors shutting downstairs when they're upstairs, and they've heard doors shutting upstairs when they're downstairs. So it's been a very active house from room to room.